Hello everyone, this is Supersnoopy here, back with another Star Wars The Old Republic video. Today I have for you guys another Star Wars The Old Republic discussion episode, and in today's episode I'm going to be talking about the Knights of the Fallen Empire. And the reason I'm going to be talking about Knights of the Fallen Empire is because I'm going to be, once again trying to go ahead and change my upload schedule a bit just because of Knights of the Fallen Empire. And I'm going to also be doing a few different things just because it seems like it would be interesting and, it would work out overall pretty well. So, I hope you guys enjoy this Star Wars Republic discussion episode. As always, if you guys enjoy these videos, then make sure to leave a like. And if you guys want some nice gaming glasses, then check the links down below. No scope gaming glasses, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this video. And I will see you guys in the discussion. But yeah, guys, once again, as I said, today's discussion video is going to be on Knights of the Fallen Empire. And you may be wondering why I'm going to be talking about Knights of the Fallen Empire in the discussion video. Well, the reason behind that is, once again, I'm going to be focusing on Knights of the Fallen Empire, mainly because I actually want to go ahead and, just let you guys know in detail what I'm going to do with the channel in that perspective. Because I feel like I should definitely talk about, Knights of the Fallen Empire and what's going to be going on with it, just because when you use Knights of the Fallen Empire and it does come out, it's definitely going to be a bit different than what is normally in the game. I mean, once again, we're going to have the new operations just all set up. Then, of course, we're also going to have, once again, a bunch of other random stuff, which is kind of useful, not going to lie. And that's just what I really like about Knights of the Fallen Empire, is they say that there's going to be a lot of different stuff and changes, so that's pretty good. But at the same time, I feel like it's just something that needs to be talked about, just because I'm going to be changing not only my uploading schedule, probably a bit, but I'm also going to be changing some of the videos I do for the start of the expansion. Now, the first thing I'm going to likely do is going to be the walkthrough of the story. Now, I'm likely going to name it, Knights of the Fallen Empire, like Commando Story or something like that, just because I'm going to be focusing on the whole entire idea of, doing Knights of the Fallen Empire, but at the same time, I really want to focus on not only Knights of the Fallen Empire, but I want to focus on everything that comes with it. And I mean, I'm going to focus first off on the story, because the story is definitely going to be something that's interesting. Then after the story and that walkthrough is complete, I'm going to then focus on likely the new operations. I'll probably do some videos on them, maybe a guide or two. Then I'll also look into some of the new PvP armor sets and all that stuff. And that's what's really good with this expansion, is it's going to allow me to not only release new content for you guys, but it's also going to allow me to get some different and unique guides out there, because eventually I don't want to run all the way out with guides and then I'm, completely done. I have no more guides to do. And that would kind of suck if that actually happened. So, good thing that Knights of the Fallen Empire is coming out, is because I can go ahead and just release new guides that can be, very unique and just with the new expansion. Of course, after that, there is other things that I should focus on, which is going to be, the highlight videos. And likely with the highlight videos, I'm going to focus on doing some highlights for the new content once again. I mean, that would be really fun, because I don't want to continue to make highlight videos in some of the, older content that isn't new or buffed or any of that stuff. So I think that would be really interesting and fun to do. Now, not only that, I really want to focus on the whole idea of playing Star Wars The Old Republic and Knights of the Fallen Empire with the open mindset of, hey, I can actually go ahead and work on multiple things with this game, because it's really fun that Knights of the Fallen Empire is coming out. But once again, even with that being stated, it's going to be a lot of videos and a lot of work to edit everything up once again. So that's just my perspective on it, is that I'm going to try my best to focus on completing everything and hoping for the best. Now, as you can tell in the background gameplay right here, I did join a pug to go ahead and do TOS story mode, just because it seemed, pretty fun, and that's kind of what we're doing right here. So, yeah, that's definitely something, once again. But I feel like something that's going to be cool about Knights of the Fallen Empire as well is, like, this content right here will be level 65, and there will be a complete new tier of PvE sets, so that's going to be fun. Then, of course, with the new PvP, there's going to be an extra tier of PvP sets. So it's going to be somewhat of the daily grind coming back, but after that, it's still going to be fun, because that would be really nice for not only the Gunnery Commando PvP, but probably, the Fury/Carnage Marauder series, or, Healing Sage. So it's good overall just for the PvP series as well, because it's going to give me another thing to do instead of just doing all the max level PvP with just completely just decked out PvP gear, because it's good just starting from the bottom and then starting to also work up. So that's something cool right there. Another thing that I'm going to be focusing on with Knights of the Fallen Empire is, I don't know, it seems like there's going to be a lot of different things with this. It seems like they're kind of revamping the game in a way. I mean, with some of the stuff that's being stated, not only the story, it seems like they really want to focus on changing some of the ways that Star Wars: The Old Republic is going to work out. So that's pretty cool, once again, just because if we know that that's a fact that they're going to start changing up the game a bit, then we can just look forward to the future to see, you know, what's in store for it. Because I feel like with level 65, they're not only going to introduce, you know, the new operations and all that stuff, but I feel like they're going to reinvent some of the game mechanics in a way, just so that we can go ahead and just look at different stuff in a different way so players don't get bored. Because I feel like they've kind of realized that if they don't change the content up or release new content or change it, then people are likely going to leave. Because, trust me, I don't think people are going to want to continue to do the same exact thing over and over and over again. Because after you do it so many times, it eventually gets really boring. It's kind of the way that works with PvP and PvE and all that stuff. Because after you do like the same operation multiple times, it does get boring. And I understand that they did say in one of the posts that they are going to make new operations. They're just not going to be with the release of Knights of the Fallen Empire. So that's alright. But, I mean, that's just one thing, is that you should try to focus on looking at the positives, because just because they don't release a content or a new patch for some of the older content / the new content that's releasing just yet, is that they realize that it'll eventually be here. But once again, I mean, I would just try to look forward to the positive, because I mean, if you think about it, in some ways it can be kind of a negative, because a lot of people want to see content the second a new expansion comes out, which we are getting new content obviously, and there's going to be revamps for some of the stuff, so that's cool. But I think some players just want to look forward to, you know, seeing some new PvP arenas and also a bunch of different stuff. But besides with all the new content and the extra videos and stuff that I'm going to be releasing to my channel, it's also just something because I want to see all the stuff that's going to be released, because I think with this new expansion, aka, you know, the Star Wars: The Old Republic revamp, it's going to be really cool, just because we're going to eventually see a bunch of different stuff in the game, and it's also going to teach us some different mechanics and how we can go ahead and work out with dealing with specific things in the game. And I think that's just one good thing, once again, with these new patches that add a bunch of stuff to the game, is that you can start to learn and just see, you know, how BioWare is going to change the game up, how they're going to be changing everything, what's going to be added, what's going to be released, what's going to be, you know, nerfed, buffed, and all that stuff. Because it's good, because we do see a lot of change in this game, but at the same time, every now and then you don't see as much change, and that seems to be what a lot of people do notice. And that's also the reason why a lot of people have been actually quitting the PvP scene recently, is because they've been getting really bored, because they feel like the healers are really overpowered and all that stuff. And I hope that they do change some of that stuff up, but once again, when it comes down to the content that I'm currently focused on, it's not really too bad for me, but I can definitely see some of the anger in some of the PvP players. Not too much in the PvE, because some of the PvE players don't like how there's not really any new operations, but it's still all good, once again, because if we focus on it, then it's going to be pretty simple. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm pretty excited for the whole entire idea of Knights of the Fallen Empire. Seems like it's going to be definitely a really good expansion, since we're going to be able to relive some of the older content, but at the same time we're going to be able to see some new content that is added into the game, which is pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I just feel like that's overall is just the good thing about, say, Star Wars: The Old Republic itself, is that we're gonna be able to see, you know, this new sort of add-on. So that's definitely something that's really good with the whole entire idea of Knights of the Fallen Empire. That's also something that I'm really hoping is gonna be good about, is that we're gonna be able to see how they change all this really good content that's in the game. And I just hope for the best. So that's definitely gonna be, for the most part, this whole entire discussion video. And I feel like it's definitely important just to go ahead and talk about stuff like this, just because of the fact that we're going to once again be focusing on something that's completely different in this game. And I just honestly like that, because once again, I mean, when Shadow of Revan came out, it was kind of the same idea as well. It's just that we're going to be focusing on, you know, some of the different aspects in the game, and where that comes into play is usually just with not only the new story that's going to be added, but of course it's going to be with the new operations and expansions and all that kind of stuff that's going to be added into the game as well. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Star Wars: The Old Republic discussion episode. as always, if you guys enjoy the videos, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.